Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA, talking fishing. Going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only till 8 o'clock. We got it.
We got it. Crazy week, man.
Yeah, weird weather-wise, and really fishing-wise, inshore at least. I'll let you guys complain about it inshore.
Yeah, I'm going to do all kinds of complaining. What's our weather look like? It looks like beautiful day today and beautiful day tomorrow, no?
Get it in while you can.
It sure looks like it's going to get grouchy.
That's the motto right now. Definitely has been bouncing around a lot. I would say the motto is get it in while you can, and also just look at the forecast because it has been fluctuating drastically. These tropical systems, you can see them 14 days, 16 days out if you're paying attention to the models and looking at some of those obscure websites. Really, a lot of people start to know about them and talk about them once they're like 10 to 12 days out. It kind of becomes common knowledge 7 days out. And it's been interesting to watch because 14 days ago, it was looking like potentially like a named storm type situation.
Oh, wow.
Now it just looks like a big rain event, very disorganized. But according to what models you look at, some say that it bounces around the Gulf and hangs out a while. Some are pushing it out of the Gulf pretty quickly. Some have it going over the state of Florida. Some have it going north. Some have it going to Texas. So I think it's still really too early to know exactly what's going on. But there is going to be a rainmaker hanging out in our area. And how long will it hang out? How strong will it be? Are all questions that are still left to be answered. But I would say I'm pretty confident that it's going to be a little nautical there Tuesday through really this upcoming weekend. So if you want to get out in the water and capitalize on this new moon and the great fishing we're seeing near shore and offshore, definitely want to do it today, tomorrow, Monday, and even into Tuesday maybe. But then Tuesday afternoon, really through the weekend, it's not looking so hot.
Yeah, it sure looked a little iffy to me. So there's your weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. You know, they're Florida's leading window and door company with over 50 years in business. Free installation. Most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks, and they only use in-house installers. They also come with a double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for a warranty. When you sell your house, the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. I was so excited going into the week. I was like stoked. Like tarpon trips.
New moon incoming.
New moon, hilltide, crab flush. You know, we're going to catch them up.
How'd that work out?
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Well, offshore, the fishing is really good, Mike.
That's great.
Really good.
That's good to hear.
Like, really.
Listen, this is how bad it was. And those people that know me really well know that there's very few things that I could think of that I'd rather not do more than golf.
Oh.
But by Wednesday morning,
you were ready to go golfing?
I was contemplating selling all of my fishing gear and buying golf clubs. Seriously, I was like, should I swing Ping? Could I be a Nike guy? I mean, how are we going to do this?
You seem like a Titleist guy.
I could be a Titleist guy. Yeah, that'd be cool. They make cool hats. Seriously,
they make cool hats. Hashtag Titleist.
It was so bad, bro.
The bar is low for our golfing skills over here.
Oh, there is no skill. There's zero skill there at all. Which would match my fishing ability Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Ironically.
Yes, I would be on the same. Why not just play golf? I mean, no reason to have a boat.
But I have to say, it has to coincide with how clear the water was and how stale and just excruciatingly hot it's been. It's a lot of that, and there's so much fry bait around. I mean, inshore, I kind of felt for the inshore guys this week. Just looking around, it's gin clear water, super stale, not moving barometer, tons of fry bait around. Those fish are stuffed full. You got a record number of sharks and dolphins around. I mean, it is everything kind of stacked up against it.
There's some challenges. There were some challenges for sure. I think what I learned yesterday about, because Monday and Tuesday's tarpon trips were so bad. I hooked a fish each day, didn't land it. Both fish jumped off. Didn't see a lot of fish hooked. 5, 6 fish, all night. Lots of boats. I wouldn't say a lot of fish, but I would say we had fish. We didn't have as many fish as we had the week prior. A lot of fish moved on.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't have been quite that tough, in my opinion, on that big outgoing tide. That being said, in talking with some of the guys who are much madder at tarpon at this point in their career than I am, I used to be really mad at them. My Boca Grande days, when we were fishing doubles every day for, 2 months straight, I was mad at them. I get it. I'm not that mad at them, so I don't spend as much time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really tough fish to target.
Yeah.
Unless you're really
on them.
If you really got to work at it a little bit, kind of getting a feel for what they're doing. The Rob Gordas, the Trey Rodriguez, there's just some really great tarpon fishermen here on Tampa Bay. Larry Mastry, John McClay, them guys are mad at them. I mean, they're focused. So the fish didn't do what I traditionally have seen them do on those big hill tides. Now, hopefully the full moon coming up will be better, and it should be. I would guess, especially if we get a bunch of rain. If we get a bunch of rain, that crab flush is really going to bust loose. I heard we had...
It's going to rain for like 4 or 5 days.
I heard we had a much better crab flush the week before on the outgoings than what we had on the big outgoings on the moon, which, again, is a little strange. So anyway, I was supposed to tarpon fish Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday were so bad, I switched gears on Wednesday. We went inshore thinking, it's June. It should be easy. New moon should be easy. Not so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't seem to pull the right triggers on the right spots. I think we were on more fish than we caught, which was weird to me. A couple of places I fished, the tides were doing weird things, not matching the tide charts really well. We had water, but the tides weren't moving great. It was just, I was super frustrated. By the end of Wednesday, I was super frustrated. I was like, it's a good day to go to the gym and just get a workout in. And like I said, figure out which golf club I'm going to go buy and all that stuff. Thank God, yesterday was much better. And I ended up just going a whole different direction. I just went to fish a different direction, had some great intel from another buddy of mine on the water, Josh Johnson. We went a different direction. And even fishing off of just instinct yesterday produced, I went to one spot where we had caught a few redfish on Wednesday, and all of a sudden it was dead. There was nothing there. There was no mullet. It just didn't look right, didn't feel right. I did a slow trolling motor, took the power pole move, ran around this whole little island. Never really saw anything I liked. The mullet were gone. Everything was crazy. But I was watching an island off in the distance, and the whole thing was like a giant moving mullet. I'm like, you know what? I've caught them there before. We had already caught a bunch of snook and a few redfish in the morning, so I already had a pretty good day. I thought, you know what? We got time. I want to go check that island. And pull up there, first bait in the water, 28-inch redfish. We ended up catching 8 more redfish off of this island. And again, just kind of fishing off instinct and what I could see. And that made me feel better that at least for one more week, I don't have to buy golf clubs.
You still got it.
Yeah, I staved it off, yes. I'm like, yes, I can catch a fish.
It can happen.
It could happen. I don't suck nearly as bad as I thought I did on Wednesday afternoon.
Well, this past week for us, it was definitely very scampish offshore.
Oh, scampish.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah. Ironically, really all the trips, 12-hour extreme, 39-hour, multiple different captains, fishing different areas. everybody saw a really big push, a scamp group.
Is that a normal new moon in June thing or a June thing where the scamp gets frisky?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, we see more scamp this time of year because with red snapper, we generally fish deeper, more often, more frequently. We're fishing a lot of those potholes, a lot of that hard bottom, sometimes some of those bait shows. We're fishing around these red snapper, which are super aggressive, the most overrated fish and dumb fish in the Gulf, but that's a different show.
No, we're going to talk about that. Go ahead. We're going to cover that.
They're just so aggressive, so they get in these big aggregations. They're feeding heavily, and I think that's what attracts the scamp around them, I guess, would be my guess, just because they create such a big feeding frenzy. It attracts those other fish. But we've been seeing big scamp, some 12, 14-pound scamp.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, some studs.
Nice.
And quite a few of them. The 12-hour extreme this past week had 20 keeper scamp along with a boat limit of red snapper and red grouper. So, I mean, just stellar bang-up trips. And we've been seeing a lot of pelagics. We had a sailfish this past week. A fellow charter captain out of Johns Pass had a 71-pound wahoo this week.
Wow.
Got a kingfish pretty much on the beach. My son Jack did.
Really?
Yeah, we were trolling around having fun, and line started screaming. I was like, "Oh, that's a bonita. Go ahead, buddy." And so I'm like not paying attention, just letting Jack reel it in, half, stopping every now and again. He's
Right.
4 years old. And all of a sudden I look back, I'm like, that's not a bonita, that's a kingfish. And it was a big one.
Wow.
And it was probably close to a 20-pound fish. And I was totally unprepared. So needless to say, I had to swing that 20-pound kingfish in the boat without a gaff. It was pretty funny. But there's a lot of bait on the beach still. So a lot of pelagics around. So overall, it's really been a bang-up week for us. It slowed down a little bit. Yesterday, it was a little bit tougher, a little bit slower, especially towards the afternoon. Last night, the 12-hour night snapper, I just talked to them on the cell phone there. They had a really good push the first half of the night. Then the bite kind of died at the end of the trip. So I think we're getting a little slower now towards that new moon, on that new moon. But ahead of the new moon, it was really, really good, even through the nighttime. So I think might be a little slower over the weekend.
I was thinking about you this week as every morning that I pulled into my marina, the marina was an absolute nightmare.
Yes.
Because every
jackwagon,
perfect word, every jackwagon on the planet
now
decided to go
fishing.
Red snapper fishing because
Dude,
we had light winds.
I don't understand the allure of red snapper. I guess because it's summer and kids are out of school.
How many days do they have now?
Dude, like 100 and some, like a lot.
I
June, July.
I don't know if I can do 100 days of that in my marina.
Private recreational red snapper on private boats is June and July, the whole month, June and July, and then every weekend, September, October, and November.
Somebody kill me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's gonna be interesting for you.
Dude, I literally pulled in the marina and went, oh my God, now I hate this fish as much as Dylan does.
No one hates it more than me.
I might.
No,
We're close.
I doubt it.
Dude, we had some jackwagons in the marina, dude. They just pull their boats in and park in stupid places, and dude, it's a mess.
I mean, we have people that fish 6, 7, 8, 10 times a year, and they only fish in this 2-month period.
Yeah.
I'm like, come out in February when there's 25, 30 people on the boat. It's gorgeous weather. We're catching tons of fish.
No,
I'm going to wait until it's 98 degrees, and everybody and their brother wants to go.
Not a breath of wind.
Yeah,
good stuff. We should be up against the clock here.
I think so.
I
feel like music's coming.
There it is.
We called it.
We got music. We got a new date for the next Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Phone lines are open. Your questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here. 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
House.
Captain Ray Markham.
Leon Tab, Donald Waberman, Alejandro.
That's a cool name, man.
Alejandro.
That's a cool name. Yeah, that's a power name.
Dude, we're working on the A-Team shirts, but, dude, We got a little sidetracked this week. One of our captains had the greatest idea, I think, ever for a T-shirt.
What's that?
He texted me. He was like, "Bro, we need a T-shirt that looks like a dollar bill but has a gray snapper on it, like a white grunt, and it says, 'In grunts we trust.'"
I like that too.
So yeah, we've gotten sidetracked.
I have another one for you that I think
What?
we could make some money on together.
What?
And it's all from my good friend Ben Alderman. Got to give proper love out there. I love the tug is the drug.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
Like, love them. Like, thought about getting some stickers done and put them on the website. Put some T-shirts on the website. I'm like, the tug is the drug is perfect. Because it's true. Like, fishing is stupid.
Was that the idea?
Yeah.
The tug is a drug?
Tug is the drug.
It's not an idea. That's like been done before.
Oh, it has been? I've never seen it.
What?
I've heard people use the term, but I've never seen shirts and all that done.
Really?
Has it been done?
I'm just assuming.
It could have
is.
been. Could have been done a million times. I don't know. But it would be much cooler with a Hubbard's logo and a Real Animals logo on it. That's where I'm at.
I gotcha.
I didn't know. I know I didn't come up with it. It's Ben Alderman's the one who told me the tug is a drug, which I thought was awesome. But
Yeah, it's like a saying. I would just assume that there was.
probably has been done 100 times. So maybe everybody assumed that.
Yeah.
But it's never been. I've never seen it on a shirt. But it's very fitting.
I feel like that. I've seen that on a Gills shirt before.
I would own one. When I brought it up yesterday to my boys pulling on the big redfish, they were like, "What?"
Yeah, they're all over the internet.
Are they?
Yeah.
Put our big truck experience to work for you. Call Farrah and Farrah, Tampa.
I've been telling you guys for years now about how much I truly love my Gills apparel.
Well, there's A-team shirts too, but ours will be special.
Ours will be custom.
We just need to order one with a pocket, so Mahoney has to wear it.
All these great brands and amazing one-stop shop for all your outdoor apparel needs. Again, go to outdoornation.com. Use the code RLA.
Yeah, none of these are great. But yeah, there's
Oh, somebody got a.
9 pages on Google with results.
Look good and feel good. Go to outdoornation.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the
Yeah.
last 2 years.
Water temp is high. John Rivers.
It was
John Rivers, you're right.
85 degrees off the beach.
John Rivers just said he saw 88 somewhere.
And you don't need prior
Wow.
3 different spots in the bay yesterday.
Career. Wow.
That's hot.
I'll check them out. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free.
Big O said Mike takes on a whole different persona with the hat turned backwards.
I'm actually getting a whole bunch of these done in different colors.
What? The hats?
Some fitted ones, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fitted. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it's not my normal. I don't normally like fitted, but
Run a nonprofit or a company with offices nationwide. We've got you covered. Anywhere work happens, EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work work. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
don't tell me what to do.
John,
Who's in? Is
I
that-
think the water temperature has a lot to do with the fact that it hasn't been raining, right? Normally by this time of year we have those afternoon thunderstorms every day.
Good point.
We haven't had those.
No.
So I think
We
a
need
lot of
some
people,
rain.
a lot of people are concerned with the heat getting too hot, the water temperature getting too hot. A lot of that has to do with the rain. But this week, if that weather forecast holds true and it rains for 5 days straight, we have a lot of cloud cover. That water temperature
Oh.
is probably going to drop,
Which would be huge.
probably close to 10 degrees.
It could if we had 5 days of it, for sure.
Yeah.
Real animals.
Welcome back. 625 here at the iHeart Media Empire. You know, we got a lot of rain in the forecast. The last thing you want to worry about is your roof. You know, it protects everything, if not most everything, that each and every one of us owns. So whether you need a shingle, metal tile, or a flat roof, our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems are your safest choice for repairs or replacements. Over 30 years now of roofing experience, let Affordable Roofing Systems guide you through this important process. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF. You get a free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Real good.
somebody chirping on the live feed, which we do have going on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page and Real Animals Facebook pages. We appreciate everybody chiming in over there. Captain John Rivers talking about the water temp. Water temps are definitely high, and I think you hit the nail right on the head as we were talking at the break. You know, we just haven't had hardly any afternoon rain. We had one day last week that it poured at our house, which was great because everything came alive. The grass, like within 24 hours, everything just blossomed, you know, because I think everything is wanting some water. So if we could, hopefully it doesn't rain for 5 days because that's a long time. But, you know, to get some rain here this week would not be a bad thing for a lot of people here in the Bay Area. Plus what it would do for our water temps, like you said, could change the water temp up to as much as maybe 10 degrees.
Yeah, it's definitely going to have a big effect. It's going to really shake things up. The barometer flipping over and coinciding close to that new moon, a lot of water flushing in and out of the bay. And it's nice not to have to worry about the Piney Point issue. So
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Jeff Barrett, the good people out there, Piney Point. God
Yeah,
bless
so
you.
I think we're going to really not like the fact that it's nasty weather and we get a bunch of rain and can't go fishing, but at the same time, there are silver linings and everything, right? So
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I could get done if I'm not on the water. It's the only bad part about being a charter captain, really, if you have any other things going on off of the water, it makes it difficult to get anything done because you're on the water.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's sometimes a rain day is a nice day. I usually look at it just like that. The good Lord telling you to, if you work outside, to get some other stuff done and take a little bit of a break. I think we need it. We need it. I think we need it for the water temps. We need it just to, you know, cool those water temps down for sure. But I just think it'd be great. You look at the freshwater ponds around my neighborhood, they're all way down. That's not good for the freshwater species either. Ramps up that bite, you know, over there in the center of the state for the freshwater guys as well. So,
yeah.
you know, hopefully we get it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rain accumulation map. At least the Euro model has shifted more towards the center Gulf. The GFS model has it more towards Eastern Gulf. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out because the model agreement is still kind of off as far as where the bulk of that rain's going to go. But we will get rain. It's just a matter of how much saturation are we going to get, right?
Well, it looks like it's coming either way. So.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, July 30th, Tuesday, July 30th, 6 to 8 p.m., we're going to be back at Bartow Ford, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. Silver Ring Cafe, our good friend Dana out there serving up the food. We got Bull Bay rods, Ingle coolers, all that good stuff happening. Tuesday, July 30th, Eric Bachnick from Mirror Lure is going to be my guest. If you've never heard Eric speak, I promise you, it will open your eyes. You can learn so much about the ways, the design, the thought process behind some of the great lures from Mirror Lure. It is absolutely a no-brainer. Love to see everybody out there. Going to take a short break here. We're coming back after the bottom of the hour talking fishing. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
The local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is News Radio.
Boom!
Jerry Raffy, what's up, buddy?
The great Jerry Raffy.
I was talking to a guy yesterday who was going fishing with us, and he just got off a trip with Jerry, and he was like, I used to fish up north with Jerry, and Jerry left, and I stopped fishing there, and then I found Jerry down south, so I started fishing down south, and he said he got pissed because the last trip he showed up and the owner was running the boat, not Jerry. He's like, I came down here to fish with Jerry, not him.
Jerry's a good guy. That's a good man, Jerry Raffy's a good man.
He is. Fishy cat.
Yeah, he's a very fishy cat. You know what's amazing about Jerry, to me, is that, you know, just like myself, Jerry's not all that young anymore. And his passion for it, you know what I mean?
Waned.
Especially for making them long runs, chasing monster fish,
Yeah.
is really, really intense. And that's cool. That's cool to see.
Still got the bug.
Yep.
A lot of saltier, more experienced captains either lose the bug or lose the ability to deal with people. That's
Well,
what I see a lot.
I think a lot of them too. You know,
Keep the wheelhouse door shut and don't talk to nobody.
on the offshore side of it, especially. Although I see some of it on the inshore side too. I gotta believe, man, guys like Jerry Rathie, they're just tough, bro. Offshore, dude, takes a lot out of your body.
Yeah.
People don't realize how tough that is.
Mm-hmm.
I've said for years, captaining offshore, in my opinion, is a young man's game. When you see an older cat who's still got that love and that desire to get out there and put people on fish, that's a tough SOB, bro.
Captain Greg Mercurio from Yankee Caps, he has been fishing down there in the Keys for I don't know how long, a long time. Yankee Caps is a big party boat operation in the Keys. He told me the other day, as I was in a meeting with him, he's an older, saltier, experienced guy, great fisherman, got a great operation, a lot of respect for him. But he said he's missed like 4 trips on his boat since 1988.
Oh,
So since 1988, every time that boat leaves the dock, he's been on it, except for like 4 trips, and that was because he had a stroke.
oh,
And
well,
he had to miss those trips.
quitter.
Yeah, right?
You quitter.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
When he told me that, I was like, whoa, it's hardcore. Yeah. A lot of hours offshore.
I mean, you look at Dave Marquette.
Yeah.
He just turned 75 years old.
Oh my God.
He's 75 years old, bro. He's
Wow.
down in Boca Grande every day running doubles,
It's amazing.
catching tarpon. That's insanity, dude.
That's amazing.
Insanity.
Speaking of 75, it's your birthday tomorrow, right?
It is my birthday tomorrow. Jackass. You don't even get the wagon because we're not on the air. It's just jackass. Yes, sir. I will be 56 tomorrow. I don't feel a day over
40.
46.
40 is the new 20, right? That's what they say.
I don't feel 56, so. Actually, that's not true. After 2 days of standing in my tower for 6 hours up there on the hillside, rocking and rolling, I did feel 56, actually. My back tightened up, all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
Took me 2 days of stretching to get it loose. Well, you're looking out across the horizon.
How about, speaking of stretching, how about that video I sent you?
That was crazy, dude.
And then went ahead and snatched 500 pounds.
That dude's a freak.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here, dude?
Yeah. Did you see the...
Super
Oh, I
fast.
didn't see him do the other video. The other video, he front squats 550 pounds for a low, and he pauses. So he takes it off the rack, front squats, and then goes all the way down, pauses, and then pops back up with 550 pounds.
Jesus. Show off.
Yeah. Crazy. Nuts.
Yeah. I need to go to deer camp.
Well, you got to do maintenance.
No, I just need to go to deer camp.
Just to go look at it. Just go disappear.
Make sure it's still there.
All right.
Fill some feeders with some protein.
Get them fattened up.
Pew, pew. Shoot 'em up.
What's that, October, right?
Yes, sir. John Rivers, no, I won't be 60, you jackass.
I saw that comment. I wasn't going to bring it up.
I'm not eating cake either. We are doing ribs, though.
Birthday ribs. Nice.
Ronnie Millsap using salty to describe Mercurio as an understatement. That's funny.
Spider wire fishing line, mirror lures, all the stuff, Strike King lures, everything that I use in my daily arsenal you can get at Gator Jim's Fishing Tackle. 3301 Pinellas Point Drive. Get by Gator Jim's.
Damn,
today.
freaking Rathy's checking in from out in the Gulf.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hashtag Starlink.
By Hubbard's Marina. Now your captains, Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
If you haven't checked out our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives, I highly suggest you do so. Again, the world's first self-sharpening knife. It sharpens as it cuts. Unbelievable. Titanium blade, true grit glass, reinforced ABS handle on a knife that is perfectly balanced. It's a no-brainer. If you got to fillet a pile of fish, you want to have the best tool in your hand possible, it's definitely Relentless Knives. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Find out for yourself why this is the knife all the pros are talking about. I was thinking about our good friend Chris Myers with Ace Heating and Cooling as well.
Got to be busy right now.
He's got to be busy, and then he's got to be jonesing too because he's got that offshore bug too. He's an inshore-offshore combo guy, and he has got to be jonesing for these red snappers.
I'm sure he went out and got some.
Probably.
Yeah.
Everybody else did.
Yeah.
Everyone else did.
Literally.
They were all at O'Neill's Marina this week.
Yeah.
And the rest of them were at Hubbard's.
Yeah, and you can stop by Don's Dock if you need fuel, bait, or ice, by the way.
Like it was split into two.
Shameless plug.
Split into two groups, I guess.
Yeah.
Those going out with Hubbard's and then everyone else that was at O'Neill's Marina.
Yeah. It is nuts. It is nuts for sure. Down at Don's Dock where we sell bait, fuel, and ice for the recreational boaters leaving John's Pass. It's crazy the amount of bait going through there.
Oh, man.
Because we have a ton of live pinfish and shrimp and all that dead frozen bait that you need. And it is crazy how many people are stopping by.
It was Wednesday morning because Tuesday I didn't get there early because I had the afternoon Hilltide trip. So it was Wednesday morning. I rolled in there. My main man Butch there that works the bait house there at O'Neill's.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting my ice for my inshore trip, and I'm like, damn, Butchie, this place is crazy. And he goes, dude, yesterday he had 100 customers before 8 o'clock, and he was there all by himself.
Nice.
At least on Wednesday he had another guy helping him, but I was like, damn.
Yeah, we had 8 employees at Don's Dock the other day.
Yeah.
I walked in, I was like, what are you guys all doing here? It's that busy. It's like, all right, I'll get out of your way.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy in that place, dude. And then they were almost out of ice.
Yeah.
It was like
we have a 52-foot trailer with 2 ice machines on it that run nonstop. It was out of ice twice this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we have big commercial boats coming in there and icing up too, but still, the fact that we can empty a 52-foot trailer of ice multiple times a week is pretty impressive.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
But you're Hubbard's Marina.
Yeah.
That's a whole different animal.
It's John's Pass.
John's Pass.
It's a fishy place.
It's popular.
Yeah.
I get
a lot of boats going in and out of there.
I get it.
Plus, great fuel prices bring people in because you need ice when you're getting fuel, right?
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
When it's this hot out, you need ice, period. And an Ingle
ironic.
cooler to keep it on your boat longer than the rest.
It's like you've done this before. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lots of fish to be had for sure.
It's a fishy time. What was impressive to me, and again, it's June, but the water temps are crazy high. Snook, redfish, and trout, all 3 bites are solid if you're in the right spot, which I wasn't on Wednesday, clearly.
Yeah, and with the new moon, the nighttime fishing, dock lights.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
That time of the month, at least.
Well, that whole
Concentrates
night
it.
fishing thing right now just takes off.
Yeah, I guess it is the right
July,
time of year.
Yeah, June, July, August, even into September, that night fishing thing is...
That was my favorite part about summer times as a younger kid, really as a kid and like middle school and high school.
Like 5 years ago?
It's your birthday tomorrow. How old are you? Don't start picking on me. I'll give it right back. But as I was saying, yeah, nighttime fishing in the summer is awesome. And it definitely concentrates the fish on these new moons around those artificial light sources.
Yeah, big
and
time.
You got the big tarpon rolling. You might be throwing a bait for a snook, and all of a sudden a big tarpon slurps it up, and then you've got a problem.
Hey, we're going to the phone lines.
Uh-oh.
You know why?
We got a Hall of Famer?
Well, no, but we have working on being his own legend, but son of legend.
Justin Moore?
Justin Moore. See, I
Knew
know, we ought to play some of those games together where you just
I feel like we got
hints.
this.
We could, yeah, we could do it. Captain Justin Moore joining us here on the phone lines this morning. Justin, how are you, my brother?
Good morning, Dylan, Mike, everybody. Good. Just actually got everybody backed up here. I'm going to fish through the weekend there because of this weather coming and just keep grinding it out. But, yeah,
You're a
anyway,
warrior.
I got a question for Dylan. I hear he's quite the gym rat. Have you ever had any fish take you to the gunnel?
Oh, yeah, plenty of times. And I heard you were fishing with Ed this past week, and he was telling me about it yesterday in the gym, actually. But definitely on the most recent trip where we were out filming with Fox 13, I got my butt handed to me for sure. So
That's always good. Isn't
It can happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun, and that's the fish that keeps you hooked, right? Is that one that gets away? Is the one that keeps you coming back? It still gives me the shakes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had Ed. Normally, on this moon, it's pretty productive, and we caught a few fish. I think we jumped a couple other ones, but I had to fish late and kind of go to an old school kind of pattern. The fish have just, I don't know. I think it could be a lack of rain, like Mike's saying. I mean, that's definitely a factor, but I think on that last moon, what I saw, the amount of fish around, and the way that they were really feeding on those crabs, and it was a really hard bite. They were getting that protein. I think we just lost a round of fish. I think those fish probably are out spawning, doing their things, and we just need another cycle of fish to show up. Maybe this weather will help.
That's what I was thinking. I kept looking, and I'm like, I just don't see them. I mean, and it's with today's technology. I mean, I've got the side imaging going. I got the machine on. I'm in the hole. I'm up on the hill. I'm on the beach. I'm like,
what do you guys think about the sharks? I was talking. We had a meeting yesterday with our Egmont Key crew, and the two captains between them have. I mean, they're both pretty young, but they have close to 20 years experience running that Egmont Key ferry, going between the island and Fort DeSoto every day, multiple times a day, 6-10 trips a day between Fort DeSoto and Egmont, and they said. Both of them agreed that in the last 6 months, they've seen more sharks than they have their entire career. Crazy.
what do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, if you talk to everybody collectively, like overall offshore, inshore, nearshore, like everybody's having more and more shark problems in recent years. We've always, in the tarpon world, we've always had shark problems from when I was baiting hooks for my dad and guys fishing south and even here. But there's definitely more. I mean, even this year, I typically don't have a lot of shark problems south of the bay, but I've lost, more fish to sharks this season, hammerheads and bull sharks, than I have. It can sometimes be a good, not a good sign, but if you got sharks around, normally you've got a biomass of tarpon. But on the other hand, sometimes if there's not a lot of fish around, whatever sharks are around, they do key in. But we've got a shark problem. Even back when I was spring fishing, king fishing, they're just horrible. And all the guys I talk to offshore they're constantly complaining about the sharks. But I mean, apex predator. I mean, what do we have to take them out? Red tide doesn't kill them.
I didn't even say that out loud.
Thank you.
I got a question. I got a technical question for you that just jumped into my head. This week, I had a bunch of conversations, Justin, with a bunch of different captains about tarpon hooks. What hook do you use for tarpon fishing?
Right now, I'm using a 7/0. It's actually an Eagle Claw. A good friend of mine, Logan Bystrom, turned me on to a few years ago, and we get them in bulk in 1,000-pound or 1,000-pack boxes. And they're a good hook. But that Demon, is a good hook. Years ago we used to fish J hooks, but then again, we were fishing 80 and 100-pound leader.
Sure.
Because a lot of the fish you're hooking are inside the mouth, and you needed that abrasion resistance. But nowadays with the technology, and it's preferable. I prefer a little bit bigger hook during the migratory pattern because you got a bigger button on the fish, and it kind of you want that hook to grab that top mouth and go all the way through, and you get a good catch. You can put a lot of pressure on the fish, okay? You know, but some guys prefer a small hook, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. You know, I've played around with it, even with lighter leader. For me, you're in the strike zone correctly. You got the right bait on. You're going to get bit if the fish are biting. I mean, you can get as technical as you want with it, you know.
Yeah,
but,
I got you.
That's just been my experience with it. But, you know, years ago when you look at the tackle that we used to fish, and even the first 5-10 years I guided, I mean, we were still fishing conventional and Dacron and 80 and 100 pound,
right?
Not fluorocarbon, just, and we didn't think anything about it. And big hooks, you know, like tuna circle hooks. It's just what we had, and it's just, you know, the old school guys. I mean, that's all they use, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyhow.
All right.
But
hey, good stuff, bro.
I just
Good
go
stuff.
fishing. I try not to get too technical with it.
I hear you, brother.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Well, you're one of the best here on the west coast of Florida. We appreciate you chiming in whenever you can, brother. We know you're busy, and catch them up this week. Be safe out there. All right.
Thank you. Good show, guys. My guys are walking up. Have a good fishing, everybody. Take care.
You too. See you, buddy.
You know, on that note, not being too technical, one thing recently I've been playing around with is using heavier tackle, even offshore, and it's definitely helped a lot preventing lost fish. And I was definitely one that would err towards the side of lighter tackle, having more fun, targeting those mangrove snapper, wanting to catch mangrove snapper. If I got broke off, it stinks, but it happens, you know.
Right.
But now I've been going heavier and heavier, still catching mangrove snapper, and now when you do get that big fish to bite, you're much more likely to be able to land them. And just watching the commercial boats offload. I mean, these boats are offloading tons of really nice fish, and they're using 600 pounds.
Heavy tackle.
14-aught hooks.
Right.
And they're catching beautiful quality fish. So big baits, big tackle, it works.
And I think the thing that Justin said that struck me the most and actually ringed very true for my tarpon fishing this week. And my tarpon fishing, as I mentioned earlier in the open, was terrible. Like Justin said, I didn't feel like there was a lot of fish. And I know I talked to some guys like, oh, we got plenty of fish. Okay, well, you're 12, right? No offense, but from my experience, we didn't have a lot of fish out there on this moon. I think, and I know there was a lot of fish there earlier before the moon. But what my point is, like he said, you got to get in that strike zone. You know, we had a fish on Tuesday. I made a couple of drifts out at Egmont, and a school of fish popped up right in front of us. One of my customers, a good fisherman, Ed Alsasser from Brom Group Insurance, school pops up in front of us. He made a perfect cast. That perfect cast on that drift, he immediately got bit. And that was what it was about, being able to be in those fish. Same thing on Monday. Had a great fisherman, Cody O'Connor from Belfort, USA, on my boat. Great angler, made it for me for years. We were on a big school of fish on the beach. I shouldn't say a big school. We were on a school of fish on the beach. He made a perfect cast out in front of that fish with the tide. The crab drifted right in there the way it was supposed to, and it got bit. That's what makes a difference when it comes to fishing, is being in that strike zone, setting your bait, your presentation, making a good cast. Those are the things that make you successful fishing, period.
Presentation is key.
It really is.
I talk about it a lot on fishing seminars. It's like when you go to a steakhouse, you got that nice white tablecloth, your plate looks good. It makes you more hungry.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's all about presentation.
Presentation is everything.
Got to think like a fish.
That's right. Pretty soon we'll be able to think like a big buck because it'll be hunting season.
It's June, bro.
Yeah, it's hot.
Stay in your lane.
As soon as it gets hot, I start thinking about sitting in a tree. That's how I get through it. Stay with me. That's how we get through it.
Okay, whatever.
All good. We got the great Jason Behringer on the other side helping us through this hideous radio show. Our phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Let's talk fishing. Light them up. We'll be back. Batteries are lighter, longer lasting, and more powerful than ever. And if you're looking to make a change, check out my friends at Abyss Battery, a Florida-based company.
Revolutionizing the lithium battery game. This battery offers smaller case sizes without sacrificing performance while saving space.
Nice to have old Justin listening to the show while he's waiting on his people. So he's picking up at 7:40.
It's fishing on a Saturday. That's how you know the weather's going bad.
I think he fishes a lot of Saturdays.
Well, he said he backed his people up fishing through the weekend, so he probably canceled some people this week.
Probably. Titan Plumbing and Electric, Joe Gennaro. You great American. Thanks, John. Appreciate the happy birthday there, brother. Naminsky, is that what it is? Is that how you spell that?
I would go with that. Naminsky.
John Rivers, thank you, sir. I'm not 60, you punk jackwagon. Not yet, anyway.
I thought it was funny, John.
Won't be long. Won't be long.
I'm not 60, I'm only 56.
Closer to 60 than I am to 50. Closer to the end than the beginning. That's for sure. Oh. Still going to do legs this morning, 56 years old and all.
There you go. I changed my split.
Still trying to get after it.
So I was 6 days, and I was doing like the back, chest, shoulders, arms, legs thing. Now I've switched it up, and now I'm doing legs twice a week. So back, buys, chest tries, shoulders, legs, and legs on either side of it, basically. Yeah. It's not fun.
No. But good.
So 2 solid leg days.
Gotta have legs.
Trying to prioritize that squat. I want to get up there high.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Be careful.
Yeah, I am.
Tall guys.
I'm going slow.
Tall guys and squats are dangerous.
Yeah.
For back issues.
Well, I hurt my back when I was 21. I had back surgery, and that was from a lot of that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't really squatted since then, but I'm starting slow.
Well, here's the, and it's where I live now because I'm older. You're already big. Okay? So unless you're planning on competing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just to the point now in my workouts where, you know, I just need the wife to look over at me once in a while and wink with a smile, and then I'm pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to, again, I'm not going to compete, not trying to do anything crazy, and I want to be able to walk when I'm 70.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I went away from squats. I went away from training heavy anyway. I do everything with 15 reps now, 4 sets of 15.
Yeah.
You know, get a good pump, you know. And again, trying to build. I did it when I was your age for sure, but I picked a weight that I wanted to be. I was skinny, you know. So you kind of came, at least this go around, you came from where you were heavier than you wanted to be to lighter. I was, when I first got into this, I was, you know, 205 pounds.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be 2 1/4. Then I wanted to be 250. You know?
Yeah.
And like an idiot, I got to 285. Service members both here and abroad who serve this amazing country. Every time I look at that big old flag flying over Fort DeSoto there, does my heart good. Men and women that we've lost defending that flag. We appreciate all that you do. Our first responders as well. If you see a soldier out there, or a first responder for that matter, make sure you thank them and give them some love, because they've certainly earned it. We are big on our U.S. military and first responders here at Real Animals, as I think we all should be. So also got a Real Animals Junior Pro Staff Summer Tournament going on. Maybe we could hear from some of you young anglers if you're listening this morning to how you're doing. I haven't had a chance this week to check with the team to see what's rolling in, but I know there's been some big fish caught already. So we've got $5,000 in scholarship money from our good friends at 6a-8a Florida. Brian Gorski, Lisa Fitzgerald, all the great people over there at 6a-8a Florida helped to make that happen. So that's pretty cool stuff. All these young anglers fishing for college scholarships, not only in the 6a-8a Florida Star Tournament, but also in the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff Summer Tournament. So super grateful to all.
Nice.
Yeah, super grateful to 6a-8a Florida for that. Hoping to get Yamaha on board here next year as well. We're in discussions with them about them getting involved in the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff Tournament, so keep your eyes open for young, talented anglers who might fit the bill.
Yeah, we got our new Yamaha 450s.
That's dirty.
Yeah, they're big.
It's like a Shelby, Mustang Shelby.
They run real nice.
Yes, they do. Let's check in here on the phone lines. Got a break here at the top of the hour. Let's check in with Donald in Lutz real quick. Donald, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Out there fishing again this week. Entering some more fish in the Star Tournament. So got legal size trout in the inshore division because they changed divisions, but it's really cool the way they did it. So very cool.
Here's a question.
Hold on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to make a declaration right now. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Maybe not this year, but at some point, Donald, you're going to catch a tagged redfish.
Yeah,
you're going to be a boat winner.
And that's my question to Donald is when he catches the tagged redfish, because every year he does this, and he's a big kayak guy, are you going to leave the kayak?
Oh, good question. Great question.
Are you going to sell the boat and buy a better kayak?
No, because I really love my kayak.
Okay.
My little old town it really is a perfect kayak for me. It's so stable. I'm sitting in an easy chair. It's got my little Minn Kota 45 motor that's got a throttle. So, I mean, it's forward, reverse. You steer with your feet, your hands free. So I can hold a cocktail, cigar, rod in my hand, whatever.
Smart.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Hopefully Jim Fogel's not listening,
Well,
but go ahead.
Yeah, Fogel's listening. He's on the line, so yes. I don't know. Is cocktailing and kayaking legal?
It's a registered vessel. It has a motor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you can only have one cocktail or two.
I don't know.
Mix in some water.
If I'm sitting for a few hours and just watching the osprey and the dolphins and the manatees or whatever, it's all good.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it, buddy. Cigar and a cocktail. I got a visual of Donald just kicked back.
To answer the question, if you get a tagged redfish, you win a boat. You're not going to be using the boat. You're going to stay in the kayak.
He's going to upgrade his kayak.
No, I'm just still going to use. I'm definitely using the boat because that's only. I'm going to take out as many people as I can. I mean,
gotcha.
I'll invite you guys out.
Nice.
Absolutely.
We made the list. We made it, Mike.
Listen, we made the list back when a man had a heart attack and still called the show. Okay, we made that list. We were apparently on the list early. The single greatest caller in the history of Real Animals ever. I'm calling from a hospital bed. I just had a heart attack last night, but I wanted to give you a quick fishing report. It's the greatest call in the history of Real Animals Radio, for sure. 22 years plus we've been doing this, and that was the greatest call ever. Donald, I'm up against the break, bro. Have a great week. Catch that tagged redfish, my brother.
Good luck.
Yep. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Stay safe. Highlights.
All right, partner. Single greatest caller in the history of the show. Now, the most calls ever in the history of the show goes to Captain Jim Fogel.
Nice.
Jim Fogel, legendary number of calls. I bet Jim knows it.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, ridiculous. And great safe boating tips.
You can set your watch by
which we will get next here on Real Animals Radio. 1-800-969-9352. Phone lines are open. Light them up. We'll be back.
The program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Yeah, it's the craziest phone call I ever received. I'm like, you're where? What happened? We were tripping, dude. Like, what did he just say? Did he just say he had a heart attack? Like, Donald, get off the phone. You lost your
Listen
mind?
to your nurse.
I woke up and said, honey, bring me the phone. I got to call Real Animals. I'm like, what? Crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, Donald DC just commented on the Hubbard's Marina stream after you got off the phone during the live show. He added that the A-Team shirt needs to have like a bunch of the Mike-isms, like soup cooler ink on the shirt and stuff like that. And bunny hugger license plate tags, or I hate bunny huggers or something like that.
That would be funny.
Yeah, we got to incorporate some of those Mike-isms into the.
Well, that's what we need. Is we need you and I in the back of a lifted F-250 That way we could logo up the truck with you.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do the 18 boat, is what I think Josh was thinking.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like a boat with that painted like the 18 van.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Contender.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
I like it. Contender with Yamahas on it. We give Yamaha
There you
some
go.
love. Yeah. I like it. Hubbard's logo, Real Animals logo. That would be perfect. The 18 van. That's great.
The 18 boat.
I like it. We use the 32 ST as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, the group Citizens Defending Freedom opposed the festival, saying it violated city and state laws designed
I got to take that boat out yet. I haven't even run it yet.
such concerns raised this year. Amendments to the Florida Constitution were on the ballot this November that would legalize
Got delivered at a rough time.
and guarantee a woman's right to
I'm pretty busy.
Yeah, the gag grouper season will be nice because it's only going to be like a week or two long, right? And those weekends, Red Snapper will be open for private anglers. So on that private boat, you could take that out that weekend, the first weekend in September, second weekend in September, and catch gags and red snapper. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't do that on my boat. Even if I canceled it and was just taking it out for fun, it wouldn't be legal because it has
Because it's
permits.
registered. Yeah. I have zero interest. So many people ask me, you know, hey, you're going to run some offshore trips that boat? No. Zero chance. Dude,
No shot.
not a chance.
Scott Cole had a good question. He said, did you guys quit doing Jack Wagon of the Week? Yeah, we let it die.
I don't think it just never gained quite the.
Some people enjoyed it, but I don't think people like it.
Which of you will wear the Mr. T bling? Thank you, Jerry Matthews.
Yeah, that went back and forth. Josh and I were talking about it.
We still do the Jack Wagon of the Week if something jumps out at us and we need to drop a Jack Wagon on somebody.
Yeah.
When I first had the idea, I thought for sure that it was going to take off.
Like it was going to be a mainstay.
But you know what? I think that, and my wife never liked it,
Yeah.
and I think it has a lot to do with even in fish radio. If you do fish radio, at least my experience, if you just sit and talk about, you know, manatee zones and fish closures, and if you just sit
Talking about the negativity.
right, if you just stay in a negative state, which you could do in fishing, water quality, and just beat on the, you know,
Yeah.
National Marine Fisheries, and if you just stay there and don't embrace why we love to fish and why it's such a great sport and all that stuff, I think you'll lose listeners.
Are you saying you have to be positive, Mike?
Yeah, I'm positive. What do you mean? I'm super positive.
Super positive.
Super. 56 years of it.
That's hilarious.
Gotta be positive. Donald Trump, baby. Has anybody put that in their schedule?
What?
Like the pandemic that's coming, like right before, like late October?
Jeez. Here we go. Speaking of being positive, folks. I'll take government conspiracy for 1,000. You gotta be positive on the radio, guys.
I am
All right,
positive.
let me put my tinfoil hat on here real quick.
I'm pretty positive that a pandemic's coming.
Pretty positive. We're gonna get screwed here, folks.
Something's gonna happen. Yeah. Yeah. Not to rain on your parade prior to the storms getting here, but shit's about to go south. Doesn't work.
No, I got this bad to the bone charging block. It's supposed to do 50 watts. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how fast this is going to charge my watch. Did you see that? That was pretty legit.
Why are you going in backwards? Doesn't matter, I guess.
I don't think it matters. But I bet this thing is going to charge real fast.
That looks like an Apple Watch.
It is. I copied you. We talked about this.
We did.
Real animals fishing. WFLA AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. You know, record heat, near record heat. Always gets me thinking about our good friends at Ace Heating and Cooling. You know, they've been a name you can trust in the heating and air conditioning business here in Hillsborough County. Chris Myers and his guys service all brands. They do residential and commercial repairs, maintenance, and full replacements. If you need it and it's heating and cooling, nobody does it better than our good friends at Ace Heating and Cooling. Give them a call today at 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net. Great people. Fishy.
Speaking
fishy
of
cat.
brandonac.net, don't forget to call your AC people and have them maintenance your system. If you don't know how to do it yourself, or do it yourself,
Well,
maintenance is important.
if
And
it's not-
they even shared on their social media, Brandon AC. If you check them out on social media, they shared a video recently on how to maintenance your system.
they're great people. Chris Myers is just a super cool cat. So,
Gotta maintenance your system,
yeah,
folks.
for sure.
I
Yeah.
was at a friend's house and their AC shut down,
Ooh.
and that's why they didn't maintenance their system. Their drain system
Oh.
was plugged, and it shut the float switch off. The whole system shut off, and
Suddenly we're not friends anymore.
yeah,
We gotta
I
go.
left quickly.
Yeah, we don't like you. I no longer like you. Your beer's warm.
You call me back when you fix this.
That's right. This is a problem.
Yeah, so maintenance your system,
If
folks.
your beer got warm,
Yeah,
we're outta here.
change your filter, pour bleach in your drain plugs.
do the important thing.
Yeah.
Let's-
There's a few things I will maintenance regularly, and my AC is one of them.
Yes, yes, for sure. Let's get a safe boating tip of the week here. Our good friend from the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, Captain Jim Fogel, joins us. Jimmy, how are you, brother?
Good morning, guys.
Hey, how many shows you think you've done now? I know at one point we were at well over 600, close to 700. How many have you done?
Yeah, I have to send in a report every time I do one.
Oh,
Today will be 1,033.
a what?
1,013?
1033.
Wow,
Wow.
you're the man, bro.
Counts. That's awesome.
That's incredible. And
I
I know
because I love getting up this early, you know.
I know you didn't start. I wonder what year we started. Do you know what year we
and this
started
is
doing
midday, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was 2011.
Jiminy Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, February 2011.
You are a plethora of knowledge. I dig that about
That's
you.
impressive.
That is impressive. God bless you. What do you got for us today, my main man?
Okay, well, the Coast Guard was quite busy this past week. They rescued some guys off of Swanee that were taking on water and had lost power, and they made a rescue off of Steinhatchee. That a boat was in trouble out there. They had several incidents this week of boats that had through hoses that were cracked, live well hoses and filters that broke. And there were several boats that, just like happened to my friend and I several years ago, when the automatic bilge pump was not working, they took on so much water before they even knew they were, almost sinking. I mean, you can be flying along and taking on water, and, it takes a while to figure out that it's not the waves and the seas that are bogging you down.
Yeah.
It's the extra weight in your boat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we really, even though we all have a switch on the console that will flip the float switch on, we need that automatic sensor in that bilge pump to be working also. So let's make sure we check that out frequently. Every time we wash the boat or every time we get on the boat, we ought to be checking that sort of stuff out because it can be the death of us.
There's no doubt.
Yep.
One more thing I want to talk about: towing skiers, kneeboarders, and things like that. There's a lot of that going on right now. Let's make sure that everybody that's being towed has a life jacket on. Make sure that there's someone watching them. And beside the captain's got to drive the boat, but he's also responsible for that person. If you're towing behind a jet ski, there has to be a watcher sitting backwards on the jet ski, and there has to be room on the jet ski for 3 people to get on when you retrieve the skier or the tuber. Like I said, everybody's got to have that life jacket on. Make sure you know what hand signals are. Don't tow in a channel. That's just suicide.
Or John's Pass. I see that a lot.
For sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Stay at least 200 feet away from beaches, docks, floats, and make sure, you ought to be in at least 4 feet of water. When that person comes off that board or ski or whatever, they may take a header. And if it's only 1.5 foot or 2 feet of water there, it's not going to be pretty.
It's not good. Yeah.
No, and last but not least, do not retrieve your skiers or people you're towing with the engine still on. Forget the neutral, turn it off.
Smart.
Too easy to accidentally bump that throttle.
100%. 100%. Good stuff, Jim Fogel. You the man. Well done,
All
brother.
right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate the time. For the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim Fogel. Be safe out there.
Thanks,
See you,
Jim.
buddy.
Good stuff right there. Yeah, man.
1,033.
That's impressive, dude.
It's a lot of talking to you.
It is. Yeah, no doubt.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. I don't know. I can't remember what year we started. Well, it was 20, almost this. I think this fall will be 23 years.
Wow.
So, man.
Long time.
Yeah, no wonder I'm so old.
Yeah.
There it is. Boom. Who knew? Hey, remember July 30th, Tuesday, July 30th. Put it in your calendar. We are going to be at Bartow Ford again, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. We love our friends, our partnership with Bartow Ford, our partnership with Silver Ring Cafe. Dana over there making, in my opinion, the best Cuban in the Bay Area.
And deviled crab.
She serves us up some great food. She really does. It's on 301 there in Riverview. If you're in that area, stop by and check her out. It's definitely worth it. Great sandwich. Bull Bay Rods, Kelly Dustin, all the great people at Bull Bay Rods supporting us. Ingle Coolers, Mike Dixon, Paul Cabelan, been a partner of mine for many, many years now. The best coolers in the business, in my opinion. We're going to have all that stuff to give away. We'll have some Real Animal swag as well. Tuesday, July 30th, 6 to 8 p.m., and the man himself, Eric Bachnick with Mirror Lure, is going to join me. Eric and I have been great friends. The very first partner, the very first sponsor I ever had in the fishing business, almost 25 years ago now. Great guy. I mean, just a great guy, just a great partner. Super great cat, great fisherman, great fishing family. His brother Frank's one of the best guides on the west coast of Florida down there out of Charlotte Harbor. So when I tell you that it's a beyond interesting seminar, you have no idea. The thought process, the design, why they made the lures the way they did, why the eyes are placed where they're placed so you can look at a plug, know what it needs to do, what it's going to do, what it was designed to do. It's really, really, if you loved artificial fish or if you are want to learn to throw artificials and really understand the baits, Eric does a fantastic seminar. I've had him several times over the years, and super excited to get him back.
I've listened to him speak a few times. It's always extremely interesting.
Yeah, well, when you get to talk, you can talk to a guy, even a pro angler like a Jeff Page or a Ray Markham, a guy who, really C.A. Richardson, a guy who patterns their business on the artificial side. That's what they do. They throw artificials mostly. Jeff Page has had to evolve a little bit because it's gotten harder on Tampa Bay. I'm sure Ray Markham may have to do some of the same stuff. You know, there's days they got to go catch bait because it's just hard to catch fish on artificial now in Tampa Bay with all the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, you get to talking to somebody like that spent all that time throwing artificials, that's so great at it. Captain Ryan Rickard comes to mind, a great redfish tournament pro. You can learn a lot. When you get the guy that designed the lure, it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've had some great seminars from Ryan Rickard, from Jeff Page, you know, I mean, just fantastic seminars. Lisa Fitzgerald is a great artificial fisherman. But again, it's another level when you get dialed into the guy who really got input from all over the country when they went to work designing these certain lures. So, you know, the Miradine and the Little John and all the great stuff, the new marsh minnow, their paddle tail.
The
Provoker. I mean, great baits and why and how and, you know, I mean, it's really interesting. The color schemes and all that, why they put all that stuff together is super interesting. So it's going to be a great one. I cannot wait. I was super excited when Eric said he would do it. So it'll be a fun one for me as well. So July 30th, it's a Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. I know it's early, kind of hard to get out there to Bartow Ford at 6, but do what you can to make this one because it's going to be a dandy for
It's worth the drive.
sure. Yeah, that one's going to be pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a date for the CCA All-Release Challenge, which is now the Captain Richard Seward All-Release Challenge. Been going on here. It's the Hillsborough County CCA Tournament. It's an artificial tournament. It's a great tournament. We fished it last year. Had a ton of fun in that event. September 27th and 28th, which means that Friday night they'll have the captain's meeting out there at Tampa Bay Watch, and the 28th will be the event. I know there's been some talk about trying to move it back to Hillsborough County, but having it down there around Fort DeSoto is not a bad idea. Super fishy place for sure. You can fish anywhere in the bay you want, so, you know, access to a lot of fish wherever your bite is. You can go there, fish it up. It's a great tournament. I think I got second place redfish last year with a small redfish. But hopefully it'll be better this year. Hopefully I'm on some fish a little bigger, and we can try to chase that win. So
nice.
Yeah,
That's the one where Mahoney got his beard cut last year, right?
It is. Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna have in store this year.
I don't know. The Watts brothers, Mahoney's, Power Pole,
Gonna be some
lots of great
flim-flam.
people. Yeah, lots of great people involved. I think Jeff Page, Lisa Fitzgerald. There was a lot of great people there. It's a great event raising money for, again, our good friends at CCA Florida. So you want to make sure that you put that in your calendar as well. We've got Captain Bobby Woodard on the line. I think I'm going to hold him until just after the break here at 7:19. So we got to get caught up on the world of news, and then we will talk to our good friend Captain Bobby Woodard down there in beautiful Charlotte Harbor. Hopefully we'll hear from you guys as well. A lot of sleepiness going on this morning, not a lot of calls, but that's okay. More of us and less of you is sometimes a good thing. It's all good. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back. Only on Hulu. Ooh.
Lithium batteries are lighter, longer lasting, and more powerful than ever. And if you're looking to make a change, check out my friends at Abyss Battery, a Florida-based company
Abyss.
revolutionizing the lithium battery game.
That's going to be Ben's guest tomorrow.
Really?
Ryan
Wiggins.
Wiggins, the Wiggo, the Wigster, the Wigginator. I'm supposed to do freaking a social day with Power Pucks 2 on Thursday. I don't know about that. Doesn't look good. 30 to 35 mile an hour winds at 11 a.m. on Thursday.
It would make sense to have Gator Gyms in that intro, right?
in the intro for the show?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Contender boats, Gator Gyms, Yamaha.
Is everything. Call Titan Plumbing and Electric today at 813-933-8010 and find out for yourself what thousands of customers already know. Titan Plumbing and Electric is a company you can trust. TitanPlumbingandElectric.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. Fixing it quickly will help keep you and your family safe. So trust our team of electrical experts at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8 Sparky. Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
The National Weather Service has just issued its strongest prediction ever for the upcoming hurricane season. Is your roof ready? Providential Roof
Hey,
Construction is your local
can you email me those spots or just give me that printout? Because I used mine copy for the Relentless Knives spot that Cameron's guys came down and filmed, and it got wet, ruined.
I need to make a new one. I won't be here next week, so.
Why don't you leave me that copy? Because then it will inspire you to make a new one and print a new one out for yourself after today's show. That way I'll have you can.
I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
then
that's fine.
After today's show, leave me that
Yeah,
copy.
I need to clean it up because OCC is gone.
Yeah.
And I need to sell this damn tip of the week.
Yeah.
I need to get somebody as the tip of the week in here.
Safe boating tip.
Make us a little more money.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't
Red
need
snapper
prior training or
pox.
experience. Now that's a recession.
What's the cure? Ivermectin.
Have sent us down a crazy path this morning.
Yeah, this guy, I'll have to share it with you after the thing. He makes these funny videos where it's just like him talking, and he'll say some really sarcastic shit. And he's like, remember a few years ago when we were in the park and they painted circles on the park, and if you left your little circle, somebody's grandmother died? He said, science. And he walked away. Oh, man. It's crazy thinking back to 2020. I mean, that wasn't that long ago.
Dude.
Some of the crazy stuff that they came out with that they made us do.
What's going to happen now? What's going to happen this election?
Crazy.
Just so happened to be 2020. What was big in 2020? An election. This ought to be interesting. Anybody who thinks it's not tied together, you're asleep at the wheel. It's a nightmare, dude.
Staying positive.
I am positive. I'm positively sure we need to vote them bitches out of office. All of them assholes. Every single one of them. Both parties. Get out. Start from scratch. When I go on a rant,
yes.
And then you mute it.
Yeah,
it's not nice.
The people of the stream don't need to hear everything.
Yes, they do.
Hear most things, but
they most certainly do.
Sometimes Capt Mike needs to be cut off.
That's not true.
Beth would back me up.
Yeah, she's asleep still. Whether you need a shingle, metal tile, or a flat roof, you know who to call. Our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Over 30 years now of roofing experience. Let them guide you through this important process. Defined by integrity, respect, and honesty. It's a great company, great people. David Torres and his family, very family-oriented, fishy people. Love them to death. They did the roof on Dylan's house. They can take care of you as well. Give them a call today, 1-888-397-ROOF, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go check out our good friend here in Port Charlotte, Captain Bobby Woodard. Bobby, how are you, brother?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
Doing well, my friend.
I'm good, except
another day in paradise.
Except Dylan keeps cutting me off when I want to rant.
You know,
It's not nice, dude.
Bobby's used to it.
You're not going to have to get a good assistant in there, Mike.
Assistant. Thanks, Bobby.
Good assistance is hard to find these days.
It's hard to find good help.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, hey, just wanted to call in quick, let you guys know fishing's been great, man. Just kind of like last week, big fish haul, road ups, getting ready for the spawn. Actually, a buddy of mine caught a legit 200 plus yesterday.
Nice.
Which was, quite the fun time.
Yeah. We had a 229 here yesterday.
Whoa.
By the measurements, that's what I said. I'm like, damn, that's a toad. Wow. Yeah, 229 is. Whew,
that's a stud.
Big fish.
Yeah, that's when they're thick from the from the head to the tail, man. They're
yeah,
like,
big old back.
You don't have to try to look in certain spots to guess. They're just like, oh, it's a big one.
Yeah, you pull that thing up next to the boat, and it looks like Dylan.
I wish I was 229.
Right, no doubt.
But no, more importantly, actually just want to call and congratulate Dylan and his crew over there at Hubbard's Marina. Best charter boat in the country, 3rd year in a row. That's not an easy feat.
No, it's
so,
really
congratulations to you and everybody over there, buddy.
It's really
I appreciate it. Thanks, Bobby.
I would say it's predominantly about the leadership over there, but we know that's Dylan. So
no,
yes,
it's all about the team, baby.
Well, it's got to be. Yeah, but it starts at the top. Part of that starts at the top. No great organization, period, that I've ever been around in all my years of the fishing business. I've had companies bring in truckloads, a busload of people from up north, big construction companies. And the owners just do a thing for their people where they just bring and you get talking to those people on that boat and you're like, listen, obviously this company has a ton of good people from the top to the bottom. I mean, when you send your whole company to a vacation in Clearwater, Florida, because you guys, kick butt, again, that's from the top to the bottom. You got to have good people from the top to the bottom. So that is a good thing to be congratulated for. That's pretty special.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Absolutely. The old adage, you're only as good as your weakest link.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So you put that team together, and now you're reaping the rewards. So
right. Dylan being the weakest link and all those.
For sure, that's where my head was at.
All those great pieces.
Here we go.
You teed that up nicely, Bobby. I'm glad we talked about that before the show. Good job.
But on that note, we'll transition to Amendment 2. Get out and vote yes on November 5th. Right to fish and hunt, and get out there, help us preserve the right to fish and hunt in the state of Florida in perpetuity. Moving on forever.
Amen, brother. Good call.
Sir.
Good call as always, Bobby.
Too.
Good job, my friend.
All right, fellas. Y'all take care. Have a great day.
Hey,
go
too,
get him, Bobby.
Good stuff.
He's going to go land 9 tarpon in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
he's all about getting them tarpon up quick.
That's it.
Released quick and
that's
back
how
to
it
another
should be.
one.
Well, especially, you got a shark problem.
Yeah.
So getting those fish to the boat quick is huge. And then getting them released, taking time to make sure they get released and swim off.
That 200-pounder, there's no photos. Just get it up to the side of the boat, take a picture with your mind.
Click. Go.
Yeah. Now, on to the next one.
Mental clicks.
Yeah.
Mental clicks. We got
producing
actually
fish,
father-son show this week, apparently. Captain Scott Moore is going to join us.
Nice.
Captain Justin Moore in the first hour, Captain Scott Moore in the second hour. It doesn't get any better than that. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Again, Captain Scott Moore on the other side. We'll be back 970 WFLA.
The local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk.
Keister. We're bringing the heat.
We're covered up in Moors.
That's right. They don't even know your show exists, douchebag. They don't even know who you are. Yeah, 229 is a big fish. 202 is my biggest. That was an absolute freak. That fish came up, tried to jump, just shook its head. I was in the tower at Billy G from Pepin. I'm like, Billy, I don't know how big your biggest tarpon is, but I promise you, if you land that fish right there, that'll be this boat's biggest ever. That one's an absolute pig. 17 minutes from freaking hookup to the side of the boat.
Wow.
Them big ones don't fight. The guys yesterday said an hour and a half. on that 229. That's very strange. Usually them really big females they don't have the piston vinegar that the,
And they probably are smart enough to know that they're going to get released.
well, that could be too, but the big heavy females they just don't have that extra gear. I liken it to, fighting a 21-year-old. You get in a bar fight with a big old 21-year-old dude. They're not smart enough. You could have punched him in the face 30 times. They're not smart enough to give up. You know what I mean? They're
You're going to fight till they die.
Yeah, young and dumb and just tough and ornery and full of testosterone. They're ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Where an old guy like me, I'm good, dude. If I'm going to take an ass whooping, I'm smart enough to get to the point where, like, I'm good. I tap out. Right? I mean, it makes sense.
No, I know what you mean.
I mean, you just, if you ever did any bouncing, which I know you did some and I did some, the 40-year-old guy standing in the corner is not usually your issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not worried about that guy. It's that group of 20-somethings over there that...
Yeah, I was a bouncer at a college bar, and I got in fights all the time at the college bar. But then I also bounced at a bar. It was called the Lazy Gator, and everybody in there was like a 30 to 50-year-old redneck, like steel-toe boots, probably a gun and a knife,
right.
And there was never any fights.
Yeah.
And if there was a fight, someone like left in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like it was bad.
Right.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked down in Ybor years ago, and we had such a giant crew of what I called, which I wasn't one, but I called them professional bouncers.
Yeah.
I mean, they were guys who that's what they do. They bounce.
I worked with a guy named Kong.
Kong?
He was
Nice.
7'4".
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 420 pounds.
Ooh.
And my job interview was to fight him. It was so scary. He grabbed me by the neck and picked me off my feet. Yeah. And I was like this in college.
Yeah.
I was built.
Pretty jacked.
Yeah. Ooh. And he picked me off my feet. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
I was middle of the road size-wise, probably pretty chiseled, 230.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I watched massive dudes just pick people up and just carry them downstairs and walk them outside.
I worked with just like what looked like a defensive lineman team.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was one of the smaller guys on the team.
I was too. I was tall.
Yeah.
I was on the tall side, but had some jack dudes.
It was called Keys to the City Security. It was so fun. We all went, speaking of company trips, we all went to the beach, the Cocoa Beach one time, and we're walking down the beach like a group of dudes. It was so funny because like the shortest guy is like 6'7". We're all like 260 plus. Right. It was hilarious. Looked like an NFL team walking down the beach.
Here we come, bitches. Hide the women and children.
Yeah, right. It was funny. When did you bounce? After the Air Force?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was here in the military.
So you're a military
I was
trained
out.
bouncer.
I was out of the military. Actually, and I didn't do anything in the military physical like training.
Didn't they teach you combatives though? They didn't teach you
Air Force?
I
don't know, dude. You're on an air base in the back, making sure the planes can get up in the air and drop bombs where they need to drop them.
They didn't do
Air
combatives
Force
at all.
Easy.
No.
I mean, you could have. I mean, you could have cross-trained. Could have trained in a. Could have, went to a career field that.
Yeah.
I mean, they got pararescue. That's not
and
only
Air Force has a soft component now too.
Yeah, well, pararescue is some bad bitches. They can literally can do surgery in the field.
Wow.
Like that's the part. I went to the meeting for pararescue, and what scared me wasn't the physical. Like hey, you got to run 30 miles a day. Okay, whatever. What scared me was the school part, which I wasn't strong in. Like they were like, you're going to basically be able to do surgery in the field. I'm like, I'm not going to. You don't want me cutting on a bitch in the field. I'm not bright. You ever seen me fillet a fish? It ain't pretty.
Relentless knives.
Right. Here we go. Yeah, no, it would just be bad. So I was smart enough not to do that.
That's funny.
I would not have made it.
Online at ProMarineUSA.com. They sell new and used boats, including Sea Hunt, and specialize in
Killing the white spot in your wrist is how snapper box.
No, that's a watch tan line. Thanks, Ronnie.
Oh my God, snapper box. That is awesome, dude. That's what they're gonna call it. No matter what they call it, I'm gonna call it snapper box now. Just so you know, it's beautiful.
That's the thing.
Absolutely love it.
Captains Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
We were talking about our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives here at the break. Surgery in the field with a Relentless Perpetual Edge knife.
It's surgical.
It is surgical. There's no doubt about it.
Depends on whose hands it's in, though.
That's right. The world's first self-sharpening knife. That's right. It sharpens as it cuts. Ultra hard carbide, never rust titanium blade, true grit glass, reinforced ABS handle on a knife that is perfectly balanced. Does not get any better. Take the work out of filleting a pile of fish and get your Relentless knives today. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com.
So they came down to the dock. The Cameron and his crew came down to the dock to film some stuff for Relentless Knives. And they didn't film this, but I think they should have, because he was like, oh, it's dirty. But the Relentless Knives gifted our crew some knives. And so one of the areas that those knives are kept is the bait station on the Florida Fisherman. And so this is at the back deck of the boat. It's kind of stuffed into a 1x1 that's screwed into the side of a fish box. And if anybody's going to cut bait on the back deck of that boat, that's the knives they reach for, is right there at the bait station.
Right.
Well, 2 Relentless knives are sitting there, different sizes, and they gave them to us, I don't know, 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
And these knives are on the back deck of a boat that gets sprayed down with a hose multiple times a day, salt water, cutting bait 1,000 times during trips.
Right.
And there was, I picked it up to show the camera. He was like, "Oh no, those are dirty." They were covered in fish guts and their scales, and it was a dirty knife.
As they should be.
But there was absolutely no rust on the knife, and that surprised me. Picking up, because I mean, they say never rust titanium blades.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Never rust. Okay.
In the saltwater
I don't
world,
know
right.
about that.
Right.
Dude, 7 months.
That's
6 months. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been more than 5 or 6 months.
It's been more than 6 months, yeah, for sure.
And it has literally sat on the back deck of that boat and has never rusted. It's pretty impressive.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. That's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
there you have it. RelentlessKnivesUSA.com. Let's go to the phone lines here. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Let's check in with our good friend, Captain Scott Moore. My brother, how are you? We talked to your incredibly talented son earlier today. So good to hear from you now, buddy.
Yeah, I missed that one. Hey, I wanted to point out, too, you were talking about the big tarpon. And, these guys down there in Boca Grande, they've gotten pretty good at catching those fish in there. But, that no-kill sure helped us.
Yeah.
Years ago in the 70s, if you caught a 150-pound, 180-pound tarpon, you were a hero.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And today, there's a lot of fish being caught. If you fish long enough, you probably will catch one now, but it makes a difference. Mike, I want to also point out about snook right now. And Dylan, they're in the passes and they're spawning.
Oh, yeah.
And there's being a lot of fish being caught. It's a hot bite. Tons of fish on the beach. Please take them barbs off the hooks, whether it's a circle hook or any of your hooks. Pinch that barb if you're catching, and you won't damage the fish as much.
Right.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. Especially this time of year, you see a lot of fish. There's a lot of areas where there's a lot of young snook, a lot of smaller fish, a lot of fish from 20 to 26, 27 inches. And if you notice those areas that get fished pretty heavy, you'll notice that a lot of those mouths get pretty red, especially towards the end of June and July, where those fish are stacked in there really thick. A lot of those young males feeding real heavy this time of year. So it's a really good idea. That's a great, great tip, Scott.
Yeah, you want to, if you're catch and release, you're not harvesting. It's not a big deal. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. A lot of people, it's all about fishing, whether you're harvesting or not.
you know. And Dylan, congratulations. You know, you guys, you run clean boats, safe boats. Your business is run properly. You know, it's not an easy thing running a charter boat. Everybody thinks it's all fun and games, and it's not.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much work to it.
Everybody's dream job.
You're on top of the game, catching fish, you know. And like Bobby Buswell said, you're only good for one day. You got to do it the next day. So,
it's a fact.
Bobby, you know. But anyway, a good fishing, everybody, and if you're too busy to go fishing, and listen, I used to talk with him at the boat shows, and your grandfather was something. I really enjoyed having conversation with him. He was incredible.
Yeah, definitely a legend for sure.
Yeah, it's very cool.
An entertainer.
Yeah,
that's what it was all about.
Very cool.
And he preached that to my father
We're in
a
the
lot.
entertainment business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there. We got weather coming.
Yeah.
And it's not. They make a big deal out of it. It's not unusual to have a tropical system come into the Gulf. It may shuffle the deck a little bit here with the fish, but it's not easy for you guys. I know fishing offshore. Be safe.
Scotty, thank you, brother. Great call as always. You are the man. You know, that touches on something that's really important, and I talk about it all the time. That whole entertainer thing.
Oh yeah, my grandfather was big in that.
Dude,
big in that.
You see a lot of young charter captains. I do, at least on the inshore side, who are really, really, really fishy cats.
My
really
great-grandfather,
fishy cats, bad personalities.
My great-grandfather, who moved our family down here in the early 1900s, was in the carnival. That's what he did. And my grandfather grew up in that at a young age, and that's what it was all about, entertainment. From the start of Hubbard's Marina, it was an entertainment business, and that was preached to my father, and my father has always preached that to me. It's a people business. It's all about making sure they have a good time, providing that good customer experience and excellent service. If you catch fish, that's good. You got to keep the people safe, and you got to make sure they have a good time.
Yeah. 100%.
If you catch fish too, that's a bonus.
I have said it for years and years that one of the gifts that I got from my father was always a great people person. People liked my dad.
People can fish anywhere. I mean, they can fish on their own. They can fish. There's a million charter boats and party boats out there.
Exactly.
But are they going to have a good experience with you, your team?
Right.
Are they going to remember?
The ability to, I remember back in the day, I had 4 pharmaceutical reps back when the pharmaceutical reps were fishing doctors a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I had 4 reps who had literally spent the whole night at a strip club drinking, showed up still smelling like alcohol, hungover, had slept like 2 hours.
Covered in glitter.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously. And then I fished them guys one day. The next day, I had a grandma and grandpa who had the grandkids on the boat.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, and so, you know, different set of jokes, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, literally had to go from entertaining this group to the extreme opposite of the grandkids and trying to put them on fish. And that's when I realized that that's what that business is about.
100%.
It's your ability to adapt to who your clients are, who your customers are. Some people are talkative, some are not talkative, some are, you know.
Some people want help, some people don't want help.
Exactly. You
some people
reach over and
learn,
grab a rod to cast for
learn.
a guy and get whacked in the back of the head like, hey, I can do this.
Yep.
I mean, you know, there's a lot to it. There really is. And that's why I think, you know, when you see somebody like a Scott Moore, who has been, ever since before I got in this game, have been the legendary name on the west coast of Florida, a Frank Bachnick who, you know, again, catches a ton of fish. Great personalities. These guys stay booked sometimes years in advance. Call Justin Moore and try and get a trip. I mean, good luck.
Yeah, booked a year out.
Yeah, they're booked so far out because they're so great at catching fish and then have adapted to become so good with people. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
a huge difference.
Sure. And you see some really, really, really good fishing guides who catch a ton of fish, who are super ate up, but they're not booked up.
They're not very good.
Because their personality is a challenge.
I've had some customers who fish with me a lot. They'll call hey, I need a date. Somebody's in town, and I can't take them. So I send them with, some guys who I believe are, as a matter of fact, it's not I believe, they're much better fishermen than I am, much better. I learned tons from these guys. And call later that day and say, hey, man, just checking on you. How was your trip? Hey, man, we caught a ton of fish. He's not you. That particular customer and I really hit it off.
Yeah.
Since the very first day we fished together, he came by himself and we had a blast. We laughed and we caught some fish. He's been with me when I've stunk. He's been with me when I've been really good. But it's not about that. It's really not. And unfortunately, like I said, a lot of the youngsters think, doesn't matter, dude. We caught 75 fish this morning, man. We killed them. Yeah, but you're a jackwagon. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're not nice, dude. That's not, not the way to run your business.
Doesn't stand the test of time.
Yeah. So, again, all the congratulations that you guys are getting for that great, award that you guys won are well deserved.
Yeah, it's all thanks to the team, man.
That's got to be a cool thing too. I mean, to have the family name there on the boardwalk for so many years. Your name, your family name up in lights. Again, as you know, great friends. I've been great friends with your father for a long time. I didn't know your grandfather, but to have that family legacy carrying on, and then you be able to do the things that you've done there since you've kind of taken the helm. It's crazy, bro. I don't know if people appreciate that, how hard that is to do.
Yeah, it's a big blessing, man, and it's a big responsibility at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Like that boardwalk. I mean, my grandfather worked with the city to build that boardwalk, and John's Pass as a whole. It's just there's a lot of responsibility that goes along with it, but it's fun. It's what keeps me addicted.
Yeah, I get it.
And that people thing, I enjoy the people and seeing the different groups, like what you mentioned earlier. You have the guys that have been out partying all night, and then you have the next day it's the grandkids, right? And it's so cool to see those different groups and see everybody have a good experience and come back and want to do it again.
Have you had this discussion with Jack yet? I mean, I know he's 4. have you sat down with Jack yet and said, listen, pal?
No, not at all. Not at all. And that was a cool thing that I learned from my dad that I'm definitely going to pass along. It's a choice, right? And that's a big thing about family business is you got to want to do it. You can't be forced into it or can't feel like that's what your dad wants you to do and that's why you're doing it. No, It's got to be a self-conscious decision. So it'll be up to him.
Yeah, look at Mahoney's.
Yeah.
Mahoney's is another great example.
Great business. The guy, I don't know.
The leadership's a little in question. It's all right. He can't hear us. He's
he's in like Louisiana. He's on the Live, Laugh, Love tour, as always. He's out there hanging out with his friends. He's probably showering on a boat together somewhere. He loves that story.
I met, Bob Mahoney was a great guy.
Yes. That's, okay, I'll get behind that.
Got to give him some love for sure.
Yeah.
Remember, it's hot out, and you don't want to get behind the 8 ball, so if you need or haven't had your AC or heating system serviced, you might want to get all that done, especially on the AC side. Our good friends at Ace Heating and Cooling, they do residential and commercial repairs, maintenance, and full replacements. Absolutely the best in the business. BrandonAC.net, or you can call them at 813-657-8818. Again, nobody does it better than Chris Myers and the great people at Ace Heating and Cooling. Now is the time. You want to make sure you get ahead of the 8 ball here and make sure you're ready. It's only June. I know we've had some hot weather, but hotter weather is coming. So you want to make sure that you're ahead of this for
Yesterday in the office, one of the staff was like, oh, it's so hot, blah, blah, blah. And the general manager came out, Lori. She's very curt and funny, and she was like, we're going to be dead by September.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you're not wrong.
This could get a little ugly.
Yeah.
No doubt.
If we're at record highs now, what's it going to be like in September?
Yeah, not good at all, for sure. Wrapping things up here on the other side. We got time to get one in if you want to drop a question, comment, fishing report on us. We got time for you. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
Okay, now everybody in. Woo!
Keene said, "Happy birthday, Mike."
Thanks, William.
Our friendship goes back a ways.
Yes, it does. Many, many moons.
Morning, Alan.
Hey anglers, the best fishing charters in the Bay Area out of Hubbard's Marina on the boardwalk at Johns Pass. Hubbard's Marina has been catching fish since 1920.
Thank you, Donald. I appreciate the love, brother.
Half-day trips to the more advanced overnight trips. Nobody in the business does big group party fishing like Hubbard's.
That was a letdown. I thought the next day it was going to be the strippers fishing on the boat. That's great.
You can always count on Ronnie.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
727-393-1947 or go to hubbardsmarina.com.
Experience the ultimate savings event with MyPillow's $25 extravaganza. Hey, it's Dana, and for a limited time, dive into incredible deals like a 2-pack multi-use
Yep. I've been trying to do some of those morning run videos. They seem to be pretty popular on my social media, but they're not popular with my wife.
Yeah.
Like, she's at the office, so I'll get a text message shortly after posting one.
Yeah.
You jackwagon.
Yeah. No, a lot of people
without the wagon.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's silly, that's dumb," and they don't see the value in it. And it seems silly, even to yourself when you watch it.
It does.
But
Yeah.
some people like them.
Well,
actually, a lot of people like them.
Yeah, they really do.
And I need to get better about it. I've slacked off recently.
I haven't done a bunch of them, and I did one yesterday just because it kind of. And what happens is it just kind of caught me.
Yeah.
You know, where I was just on the run.
Yeah. Start at the top. So passionate. It's all about like that quick release, you know. I mean, if you get it both sides to calm down enough, it seems like they would be pretty beat at that point.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bobby, I totally disagree.
Yeah.
And
you think
the
you
guy,
can get them both sides and do that?
And get them measured and get them released? Yes, you can if you keep the boat moving. And the guy who caught it, Julio, has a mate. The first thing I do in that situation is I have the mate keep me in gear. So while you're holding the fish and getting a measurement, the boat's moving, getting water over the gills. That's the key. So I believe it can be done. Now, again, if you're fishing by yourself, if I was just the captain alone and didn't have a mate, then I would say, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I would, but on
so
a
it
fish,
matters on the situation.
100%. And a fish that size, a fish that comes to the boat that size, you're going to want to know if you can get it. You want to know how big it is.
Yeah.
I've always fished a tarpon season with a mate because I get in the tower, spend a lot of time in the tower until we get the fish boat side. Then I get down and grab the fish. Having a great mate during tarpon season to me is paramount.
So that way you know he can run the boat while you got your hands on the fish.
As soon as I get my hands on the fish, you get the customer over there, put that boat in gear. I want that boat moving because I want water to stay on those gills. So there are ways, in my opinion, to do that. But again, it's.
What about the fight, though? I mean, don't you want to keep that fight
I don't
short?
I don't like the fight short. And what I would say is, again, Julio, who's a great tarpon fisherman, said the same thing. Dude, we couldn't
get him to the boat.
Yeah, we just couldn't get this one to the boat. Normally, a 200-pound fish is not an hour fight. It's just not.
Comes right to the boat.
Welcome back. Putting a shout out to our good friends over at Power Pucks. Actually, Paul Payne is supposed to come into town this week to do some stuff with me. Great piece of equipment. Kind of changed the game to the front of the boats. The world's first power-supplied trolling motor quick release bracket. Eliminates the need for an exterior power plug, which is just brutal. Snags lines, corrodes. Whether you're washing your boat or you're out there when it's snotty and you're taking salt water over the bow, that whole plug up front of the boat, for all the years I've been doing this, is a pain in the butt. Bottom line, Power Pucks, power-supplied, trolling motor quick release bracket has changed that game. You got to check these things out. If you're redoing your trolling motor system, make sure you look at Power Pucks. I promise you will be impressed. Go to powerpucks.com, PWRPUX.com. Paul Payne has done a great job inventing this tool that eliminates that corrosion issue on the front of your boat. Really, really a slick system. So, again, check out Power Pucks today. It's good stuff. So, the weather.
It's really nice right now.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
It's going to be gorgeous until about Tuesday. Then it doesn't look so hot. Going to get a little tropically moisture laden this week, I guess you could say. We're on a new moon right now, coming up to that first quarter moon around late work week, but we're going to be pretty socked in with some tropical rain, it seems. Big question will be, how long will it last? How strong will it be? And kind of what's coming behind it, because as the Gulf gets saturated, there's a lot of trough kind of stalling out. Potentially, there's a lot of potential for stuff to come out behind this as well. So it'll be an interesting 4 or 5 days to kind of see what comes together. But definitely keep your eye on the forecast and know that it's going to be a little nautical here starting around Tuesday, really almost all the way through the upcoming weekend. So we're going to have a solid 5-6 days of weather. So if you want to get out there and go fishing, today, tomorrow, Monday are the days to do it. Take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And stay hydrated.
Yeah, our weather update brought to you by our good friends again at Reese Windows and Doors. 50 years in the business. They offer free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks. Really, really the only name you need to know in the window business. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. Good stuff. Don't forget, Tuesday, July 30th, Bartow Ford. It's going to be a good one. Tomorrow morning, Captain Ben Marshall, our good friend Ryan Wiggins with Abyss Battery. So if you got battery questions, Ryan is going to be in the house. Super, super guest, very knowledgeable. Fishy cat, does a lot of diving, has a lot of diving experience too.
You're forgetting the coolest part about Ryan Wiggins.
Well, he's
a pro firearms.
Big time gun guy.
Yeah. 3-gun competitor.
I
He's
like
a gunsmith.
Yeah, I like guns.
Yeah. Dude is all ate up with firearms.
No wonder we like him so much. Yeah.
So he knows a little bit about batteries, a little bit about spearfishing, but firearms, that's my guy.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool cat for sure. So check that out tomorrow morning, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620 from 7 to 9 a.m. Make sure you call in. Give Big Ben Marshall a hard time. He deserves it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
For sure.
It's going to be worth it.
Faux shizzle.
And tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., you got a chance to win $1,500 in free trips on the Hubbard's Marina live stream show. It's playing live on the Real Animals Facebook page, the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. So tune in tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., after you listen to the morning radio show tomorrow.
You make me work on my birthday?
No, you don't have to call in.
I probably will.
But if you want to.
I probably will.
If you want to.
Because you're my guy.
Yeah, it's there. It's there for you.
Yeah.
But if you're enjoying your birthday, I hear you're having barbecue tomorrow?
I'm actually smoking some ribs. Yeah, man.
So you're going to be making your own birthday dinner?
I am, but the grandkids love the ribs, so that's why I'm doing it. The grandkids are coming over. I'm going to hang out with the kids at the
Dylan
pool.
loves ribs, too.
Does he? Well, come on over. We'll do the show from the back porch.
Let's do
It'll
it.
be great. Cold beers.
Yeah.
On the back porch.
Ribs.
Yeah.
Traeger grills.
Yeah. Yeah. Real Animals headquarters will be on fire.
There you go.
It'll be all good for sure. Big shout out to Jason Behringer. Jason, we appreciate you, brother, making this show happen this morning. Listen, everybody, those that chimed in, those that listen, we appreciate you more than you know. Tight lines, everybody.
Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Have a great week. We're out.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
I don't know if it was any good for you. It was good for us because it flew by.
Oh, I don't even know what to say after that. But
Boom!
Appreciate you guys watching and being a part of the Real Animals Saturday. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, like we said, for the Real Animals Sunday morning, 7 to 9. Tomorrow night for Real Animals Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. And hopefully we'll see you out on the water today, tomorrow, Monday, before the weather goes a little nautical on us. Everybody wish Captain Mike, this super mature adult, happy birthday.
6'5", 12-year-old, baby.
Y'all have a happy Saturday. Stay safe out there and stay hydrated. It's hot.
Tight lines, everybody. We love you.
See y'all.
Super mature. That's so funny. You funny. You